Open the door. Freaky yeah. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa. Okay, like I get it. But like the baseball thing, him being a loser, all that. Like I understand everything except the jockstrap. Like what? Like what's really like? Was this really necessary? Alright, bro. What the hell? Personally, I'm just not letting a 7-year-old rule my life, but that's just me. What the hell? Another one? No, you don't deserve an apology like at all. If anything, I'm whooping your ass. You suck. Wait till I get my hands on you, playboy. Arai-san. That's a shadow? Hey, get your hands up. Yo, why is this shadow over here so fucking... Anyway. What he mean by intense training, chat? Let her go. You're such a coward! Oh my god. How about I knock the meat out your taco? How about that? That's it. You wouldn't get no PT anyway, nigga. Sorry ass. You weren't even gonna make it. You're gonna be stuck in the minors your whole life. At best. You're wrong. Why did Shadow got the yams, man? You threw your own life away. Had nothing to do with Motoha. You heard me.
お前の大層崇高な人生を狂わせた原因ではない。夢という名の欲望を自ら放棄したのは木内、お前自身だろう。何をバカな。人間が生き、何かの欲望を叶えようとすれば、それは少なからず誰かにとっての欲望を阻害することにもなる。だからといってそれは自らが抱く欲望を放棄することにはつながらん。お前はただ誰かのせいにしたかっただけだ。自分が欲望を捨てた理由を正当化するために。そして今、天地さえお前の心を
Yo, tell this nigga about himself, Luffy. Let him know. Let him know. Or if you was really nice like that, it wouldn't happen either. But no, you sorry. He gonna pay for this. I made her cry. It's not your fault. You don't have to give up. Oh, now you done it. Now you done it. Time for that awakening. Time for that awakening. You mean Krillin? You mean Krillin? Frieza! You feel me? Don't you dare say his name! It's a little different with you, but I get what you mean. Oh. This really does feel like when Goku went Super Saiyan after Frieza killed Krillin. She about to go stupid. She about to go dummy. Tell me what you know about dreams. Tell me what you know about nights. There is nothing. You don't really care about the trials of tomorrow. Rather lay awake in a bed full of sorrow. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-huh. What else? Dun, dun. I am thou. Talk to me. Talk to me now. Ah! Hey. Oh wait, with the gold? She really did go Super Saiyan. Bro hit the mod check real quick, like, huh? What? Wait a minute. Junpei who? We stand Motoha high around here. Junpei who? Bro is losing it. That's right. That's right. Time for a grand slam. Hey. Hey now, say now. Show me how to take them down. Got it. Some strong enemies have down points and can be knocked down when the value reaches 0. Down points can be taken away by attacking the enemy's weakness. So he's got 2, so you have to hit his weakness twice in order to knock him down, as opposed to just once. Wait, no, he's resistant to the gun, right? So I guess we'll use the bless move. Security chief called for backup. You gonna need it. You gonna need it. Also, yeah, her design was really cool until I saw the hood. This kind of throws it off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Looking a little wizard-like in the worst way. But, I mean, I still fucks with it overall. Gives me Kill Bill vibes. You know what I mean? Random foes. Electric damage to one foe. Electric damage to all foes. I guess we're gonna go with that. Electro Shark. Hey, got the critical. I want to see what her highlight is, actually. If we get our highlight, I'm gonna use it on her. Weave. Hey, hey, hey. Get support. I don't really need it though, but I guess I'll do it anyway. Bless, bless, bless. Hey! All out attack. I don't think this will finish him off. I hope it doesn't, just so we can see the highlight. Okay, it didn't finish the what's his name, Eligor? And we did get it. Let's go. I gotta see what this is hitting for. Gotta see what this is hitting on. Show me something now. Whoosh! Whoosh! Hey! That was sick. That was sick. And again, too, like, these animations are dope, and they're only gonna come up with the crazier and like cooler looking ones as like more characters come out in this game. I can't wait. The highlights are gonna be so sick as this game continues to progress and they add more to it. Yeah, the pointy hood is a hard sell, I'm not gonna lie, but the rest of it. Huh?
つからこんなの着てた？
You just noticed?
あれ、体に力が。ペルソナを覚醒させた反動で疲労が出たな。一旦現実に戻った方がいい。
Fatigue is setting in.
ペルソナ？さっきの私から出てきたアルビルタ、あれのこと知ってるの？
Yeah, that was a persona.
質問が多いな。その欲望は結構なことだが、ここがパレスだということを忘れるな。ワンダ、やはり一度現実に戻ろう。荒井元葉の安全と説明してやる時間の確保を両立させたい。
Good idea.
私まだやれる。窮地を追いかけ。
I think you're a little tuckered out there, champ.
ダメみたい。ごめん。言うこと聞く。
Fusion! Ah! Or he could transform into a minivan. That works too. It's alright. Me too, honestly. Real rap, it might be time for a little food break. I might have to go whip something up because I have not eaten since my lunch, and that was quite some time ago. What she asked us? Some chicken tenders and french fries? That's what it looked like. Oh look, it's do we know her name yet? I think she was on the banner, right? Her name is Rin. She seems pretty cool.
本当全部夢なんじゃないかって思ってたくらいで。
Best realize there's a moped in here. Who brought that inside? You ain't parked that outside?
でも実際自分の手で異世界ナビを使ってパレスに行ってあの光景を見たし、今もこうやってフクロウと話してる。もう受け入れるしかないかなって。わしをフードお化けと呼んだこと忘れておらんからな。あれ、ルフェルって結構根に持つタイプ？ごめんごめん。それに木内と野球だからね。あの場所が木内の欲望に関係してるって言われてしっくりきたっていうか。木内のこと今なら話せるか？もういろいろ察してるとは思うけど改めて説明するね。木内武之は元プロ野球選手。何年か前まではバリバリの現役でメジャーでも活躍間違いないって言われてたすごい人。私も昔野球やっててさ、あんなにかっこよかったの。
You know what they say, never meet your heroes, but in the metaverse. Damn, some french fries sound good right now. I ain't had some fries in months. I think the last time I had fries was actually at the end of April, and I had some Raisin Canes when I went out of town for Ramstal's wedding.
木内以外にも人間のシャドウは存在しているのだが、パレスという独自の牙城を持ち、あそこまで欲望に染まったシャドウの姿はわしも初めて見た。だからこそ奴を改心させねば。すでに現実でも歯止めが効かなくなってきている。昼休みにも話してたけど、改心のやり方はさっき
Yo, Wandering Lotus, thank you for the 43 months, homie.
お宝を盗むんだよね。で、改心させたら木内はどうなるの？
Also, yeah, my camera is blocking her right now, but right behind my camera is the girl we stumbled into in Young and Jaya at the secondhand shop.
まず歪んだ欲望が消える。だが罪を犯した記憶はなくならない。
Real quick, does anyone know if it's possible to make it so that the game does not like the audio doesn't stop when I tab out? I don't know if that's possible to fix. Because I wanted to just quickly tab over and then just like hide the camera. I mean, y'all see her, but every time I like click off the game, the audio stops, which is slightly annoying. It's not like the end of the world, but if I could fix that somehow, I would like to.
それに耐えられなくなった現実のパレスの主は自らの口で罪を告白する。
I might have changed the heart or two in my lifetime. Oh, I forgot to turn the auto back on.
じゃあ、智子のことも
Them fries crispy.
本人から告白。
I love crispy fries.
すべてをだ。例外なく。そっか。それなら智子も。ただ、奴に奪われた人間の欲望が本人のもとに回帰するわけではない。智子とかいう人間も自分で立ち直るしかないだろうな。
全部を奪い返せるわけじゃないんだね。でも今度は私が智子を支える。てか早く窮地を改心させないと、また智子みたいな被害者が生まれちゃう前に。
落ち着け。仮にもわしらはさっき異世界のシャドウと開口してしまった。おそらくパレスでも警戒が強まっているだろうし、攻略には時間もかかるだろう。
Lotus blocking my goat. I'm sorry, the camera gotta go somewhere unless y'all want me to stream with no cam.
木内のぶつかり行為も今は慎重になっているはず。故に今は急ぐべきではない。わしらが失敗すれば全て終わりなのだから。
そっか。
Look at you, Luful. Oh, smart.
心はクールに、体は熱くだね。一回落ち着きます。
Damn, hungry ass. He just like me for real.
調子が狂うな。
私、怪盗やる。木内のやってること、世の中で問題にしてくれないって言うなら、木内自身に問題にしてもらう。現実からじゃ木内を追い詰めるのできるかわかんないし、けど異世界からなら、怪盗なら木内を止められる。よろしくお願いします。
Welcome to the team. A little embarrassed there.
断る理由がないな。歓迎しよう。
Interesting proclamation to make in the middle of this establishment. You know what I mean?
荒井元葉にもコードネームを決めてやらねば。
元葉でいいよ。
That drink she got looks real good. It's a shame she ain't take a single sip of that whole yet. Some sort of like melon soda with cream on it. With cream, cherries look like.
異世界で仕事をしている間の仮の名だ。
本格的だね。ちなみに二人のは？
わしはキャトル、こいつはワンダーだ。
二人とも不思議な感じのやつだ。じゃあ私も不思議つながりで、私が不思議に思ってること。
What's her nickname gonna be?
クローザーってどうかな。
That's hard.
最終回だ。
Nah, closer is tough.
ストッパーとも呼ばれたりしてて。
Stopper is cool. Closer is kind of tough.
じゃなくていいのかなって個人的に不思議なやつ。
Closer is pretty tough.
それにほら、私たちが窮地を止める最後の砦って意味でも。
She said she Kobe in the clutch with it, boy.
いいんじゃないか。自分のコードネームだ。自分がそうしたいものがあるならそれでいい。
そうだ、連絡先交換しておこう。
digits.
これでよし。結構いい時間だね。話の続き。また今度ね。じゃ。
わしらも帰るとしよう。
Hey, and now we get a free copy of Motoha, which I don't think I had her. I'm probably not gonna put her on the team right now though. Well, I don't know, because synergies in this game, they seem to like, at least for now, with the characters I have and what's available in the game, seems to favor like mono teams. Especially if we're gonna be playing on, it seems like she wants fire. But obviously variety is normally good. I don't know, we'll figure it out, because I normally like to have multiple types of, you know, skills. But enter the realm of repression via the metaverse navigator and collect training materials to strengthen your fandom theories. All right, bet we can get to that. Yeah, I don't really think I'm gonna put her on the team right now, but we'll figure it out. There are synergies with different types. Gotcha. Whoops. All right, claim that. Raise 3 Phantom Thieves to hit an ability level 1, and then clear the realm of repression 1 time. Once we do that, we'll have cleared step 1, and then we'll get this weapon, it looks like, which is for Wonder. Sorry, I had blue screen there for a second. Also, I'm realizing this means we have to clear all 7 steps, which I don't know how long that'll take, but still pretty cool. Probably end up training her. Variety is nice later. Yeah, I'm sure that she'll get used at some point, but not too concerned at this exact moment. Also, I did the character trial at some point off stream, to whom it may concern. I heard that this character is going to be the next like limited 5-star, which I might skip out on her, but I don't know what's coming after that either, so we'll see. But meeting rewards, what is? Because we're not far enough in the story to see that. Rewards. 35 metajoules, not too bad. Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what is this? Granted for achieving rank 1 in the award story. Oh, this is just a badge, just kind of crazy. Knock out these tutorials. Apparently some of the characters are on the roadmap. For Yui, everyone's skipping her. I mean, well, I don't know. We'll see. It depends. I want to create content for this game. The streams are going well. I don't know how well YouTube videos are gonna do. I'm gonna try to push it, but I can't justify willing on this game and Pokemon unless the content is performing at a certain level. You know what I mean? So I got to be selective about the characters I pick. And she seems cool, but not a character I'm like, oh, I gotta have her. You know what I mean? Just based off what I've seen so far. What's the Velvet Room going on? Persona training. This has to surely be using some sort of material in order to allow me to do this, right? Or was it just this currency, which I have plenty of? Oh no, one of these seals. I only have one of them. How do you get these? Ticket level rewards. There's no point in hanging on to this, right? I should just use these as soon as I get them. There's no real reason to hold on to this. Yo, Native Boss, thank you for the 58 months. I greatly appreciate that. Overclock. Nice. I guess we can level them up some more. What do these do? Max level reach. Also, hold on. I'm confused. I need to see something. Okay, I'm just gonna. I just looked through bro's chat history. I think we're better off without that guy around. Anyway. Just a real fucking weirdo. Alright, what are gems and everything looking like? So 4,500, 3 tickets, 600 cognition crystals. Oh, we can do a 10 pool on the standard banner. I'm probably gonna save it for now because I think if I do pools, I want them to be a video. Okay, I still don't fully understand the currencies in this game. So I understand platinum tickets are for limited 5 stars. These are your premium, you know, summoning currency. Gold tickets are for the standard banner. Then these are your gems, which can be exchanged for gold tickets or platinum tickets. You can use these on either banner, right? But then I don't understand the cognition crystals. But it seems you can also use these for arms deals and recovering stamina. So recovering stamina, sure, that's the same as like in any game. Whoops, no. I don't understand the cognition crystals, I guess. Cognition crystals are premium, that's it. Cognition crystals are the ones you bought. So meta jewels are like free to play currency the game gives you and that you can earn, and then these are the paid ones. Trade cognition crystals for meta jewels. So they do the exact same thing. It's just these are paid ones and these are earnable ones in game, and that's the only real difference. Okay. All right, and then when it comes to the exchange shop, these clear cognigems and then these violet cognigems can be exchanged for various items at the clear cognigem tab of the exchange shop. So these are like your Stardust or whatever, right? Where the more you summon, you get these for summoning. And then what about these violet ones? These seem a little bit more premium somehow. The 4 to 5 stars you get. So when you get duplicates of 4 or 5 stars. So the only reason to hang on to these, so you want to make sure that every month you get like your free tickets with these, but then outside of that you can just buy these other items. Raise an ally skill level up to 10. Raise an ally skill level up to 3. I still don't understand the skill system yet. Then you have login rewards, which obtainable from daily hoot and loot, can be exchanged for rewards in the shop. I want these clothes. Okay, so hoot and loot. Where's hoot and loot? Daily loot? Daily hoot and loot. Okay. So this is just your actual daily login reward. And you get these wing beat coins. Okay, so as long as you're logging in every single day, well, not because you don't get that many. I've logged in for 4 days now and I've only got 200. So if you're somebody who cares about clothes and shit, it's probably worth it to get these, because does any of this stuff go away, or is it just like refreshed every month, or like how does this work? So obviously you get a limited amount of these, so you can get 3 of these tickets each every month, and you probably want to get those before the month refreshes, right? And then with these, I don't know if these items stay or if they go away. Those are forever? Okay, so those don't have to be a priority. What are the millicoins for? Coins that can be exchanged for melee weapons can be used in certain arms. Okay. I don't think we're at the point yet where we're using weapons and shit in the game, or like equipping weapons and like leveling them up and stuff. But these are for weapons. These are for characters. These are the customized wonder. Can be put on at the closet. Oh, this is just a clothing accessory. These are clothes. This is experience, right? Experience for weapons. Experience for personas. Revelation cards. I don't know what the fuck revelation cards are yet. And then these are used to train Phantom Thieves and personas. Okay. So, should probably worry more about the tickets than anything else. Then you have assist rewards. Obtainable from trials from the Sea of Souls, recollections, and the assist. And then we have some compendiums and shit. Okay, so same stuff. What are you, assist rewards can be obtained using phantom idols or clearing assist. Oh, okay. So we're not at the point in the game yet where we can do challenges and shit. I'm enjoying the game. I'm having a great time with this game so far. I really, really like it. So are cognition crystals and meta jewels like 1-to-1 in currency? So like one cognition crystal is worth 1 meta jewel. Yes. Okay. And they both do the same thing. You can use them both for anything, right? So there's no reason for me to hang on to like cognition crystals over meta jewels. Like I can just convert these to meta jewels always. Like there's no reason to like hang on to these specifically. Or is there like in the shop you could buy stuff with meta with the cognition crystals and not meta jewels? Right, so you buy cognition crystals. Where's the cognition crystals? You can get the level sets. See, that's what I'm looking for. This, okay, so this is these items you can only buy using cognition crystals, which I don't have access to yet, but some platinum tickets, coffee, whiff of iris, skill incense. This is free once you get to level 30. Or you get you 2 tickets, coffee. Okay, I see. It's been long since I watched you. I think the last time I caught a live stream may have been when you did fighters with Eileen a long time. Yo, nigga, that was... That had to be 4 or 5 years ago. No, that had to be more than that. That had to be 5 to 6 years ago. That's a long time, bro. Hop on DBFZ? Yikes. What is this? This is your platinum ticket. I mean, I might as well get this, right? No reason not to. Get a free platinum ticket. DBFZ. Let me know. I gotta add the cook dog emote. Not gonna lie. Let me open up 7TV real quick. The game is genuine insane, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I realized I bought this thing twice, thinking that like I didn't buy it already, which I guess it doesn't matter, but this resets after 2 days. What is this? 20 platinum tickets, 1,000 meta jewels, and 2 coffee aids. So are these like your fuel in Honkai? where you can use these to like replenish your stamina so you can keep farming and shit. Okay. Kind of want to summon for Joker, kind of don't want to spend this money. I don't know. What I will say though is that I am extremely hungry. I think I want to keep playing and stream some more, but I am gonna have to stop for a moment here to go make some food if that's cool with y'all. I'm honestly getting pretty tired as well, but I want to keep playing. Action points are important since that's how you level confidants. Noted. What's going on in the metaverse? So we got Koichi's Palace, Kyuchi's Palace, or Realm of Repression. Okay, I'm not worried about that right now. Actually, can I well, we have to go home anyway. I want to go home and change my clothes just because I can, but we'll worry about that later. All right, give me a moment. I'm going to, let me see. Maybe I should put something like a video or something on. Makes sense. You should eat though. The game is much more fun when you got no distractions and you immerse yourself in the vibes. Not facts. If I can find a YouTube video or something to put on while I run to the kitchen. Shit, I don't know, chat. What do I put on? Because I don't think y'all want to watch anything that's in my recommended. I don't think y'all want to listen to the Numbers on the Board podcast or listen to Josh Lloyd talk about how he's ranking the dynasty rookies this year in the NBA, or you know what I mean. Daily dose. I don't know what that is. Numbers on the board is a W. I vibe with Numbers on the Board. Y'all be watching NOTB? Are there any good Persona 5X videos I can throw on? Here's a beginner's guide for the game. Deep Blade Cipher for P5. That's funny. The video I just randomly clicked on is one of his videos. Alright, but I'm gonna put this on while I go to the kitchen. I will be back, but I don't know how long this is gonna take me to like prepare this food. Blade Cipher valid, but
hey, what is up everybody? Blade Cipher here, and today I'll for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and doing a beginner's guide, which was much requested throughout the community, and it was one of the few things that I was trying to avoid, seeing how complicated it really
BRB.
Though I made it as at least simplistic and understandable as possible, whether you're a new player to just gachas in general, or maybe just new to Persona on the Elise Gacha scale. So I tried to explain everything somewhat comprehensible as well, so hopefully this is very, very helpful for a lot of you guys, and if it is, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot here, and hopefully this clears up a lot of people's questions. What you're really going to see as an overview inside of the video here is going to be explanations of all the game modes, some things regarding at least the actual combat gameplay, team file, at least team formations, team systems, and other things of that nature. So I hope you guys really do enjoy it. And all right, so getting back to the video here, with all the little things that are out of the way here, when it comes down to the beginning, P5X here is just a spin-off game of P5 itself. P5 is a long-running franchise, including just the Persona series itself here, that is a turn-based RPG. At the end of the day, you're going to be doing a lot of different things that are going to retain a lot of your attention depending on the combat system of P5. If you haven't played P5 just yet, it's not too complicated to get a hold on, at least regarding the mechanics. Of course, you have your main little attacks being Persona skills, which are kind of like stands if you think about it in a certain way, where you can use 3 different moves. These 3 different moves essentially do take what you call SP in order to use them, which can be gained back either from killing the enemy, blocking, or doing other tasks. But there's also another few forms of at least battle inside of this game. One of them is at least the attack button, in which if proccing a crit could not only knock off a shield gauge on the enemy, allowing them to eventually be vulnerable and actually get knocked down eventually, or you could actually use it in basic attacks. Another thing that's also special here is going to be the gun key. The gun key itself can proc crits as well, doing the same thing, but it does come down and depend on the actual option. There's 2 more functions, at least inside of the combat aspect of it, where you could very well use the support character, which is a character that comes after a certain amount of turn actions. This allows you to use at least 3 different buffs that character does have, supporting your entire team. And then lastly, the highlight function, which for my HSR players or anyone out there, you can just pretty much think of it as a special move. After a while, it ends up pretty much doing a lot of damage here, and it can add up depending on the fight. After your fights are normally over, you gain yourself some rewards and can proceed on from there as well. It might have sounded a bit like a mouthful, but it really isn't as much as a mouthful as you think it is. In fact, it's a very simple mechanic that once you get into the game, you can kind of infer how it does go. Though the down gauge is probably the one thing that's going to be the most confusing for some people. As I did say before, there's some enemies that will have a little bit of a down gauge that looks like a yellow shield. This yellow shield will essentially pop up and it has a number on it that prevents them from being knocked down. Though if you're able to at least hit them with a sword, gun attack, or even a weak attribute attack, it could very well just knock them down in essential. So for an example, if the shield says a number 3, you have to use at least a move that can break said shield 3 different times, and then use that same move once again to end up knocking down the enemy. It can be fairly simple when you think about it, but at the same time, it can also be a little bit promising, or at least difficult, depending on the enemy that you're also fighting. But there's a few other mechanics that you guys could very well pay attention to. That's going to pay attention more to the elements. So let's break that down as well. Elements in this game is pretty darn vast here, where you have a ton of different ones that can do a ton of different things. Depending on at least the mob here, it will end up saying that you're either weak to it, such with this symbol here, being that the enemy is now vulnerable to this said attribute. They will end up taking a lot more increased damage from this and can also reduce their down gauge naturally. As I was saying beforehand, instead of actually having to hit like a critical or a physical attack to actually get them with the down gauge, they naturally can take down their down gauge if you just hit them with like an electric attack. Though there's also other premises to this. There's also other little elements here, as you can see along the line here, but you can see the ones that they either are strong against, maybe repel against, and even can absorb. In fact, this whole game has a bunch of different functions that relies on either being resistant to an element, null meaning they take no damage at all, repel meaning it can hit you after you use the actual move, or either absorb meaning you heal them based on what you use. For example, if this was at least a absorb move on ice here, if I decided to use an ice move, it then will heal the enemy, which that's no good for any of us. But that's still not at least the all things that complains or at least compiles itself into the gameplay of at least P5X. There are also the other things such as one more and all out attacks here that are available inside of battles. One of these things is the one more function here. So if I can go ahead and showcase it real quick, we're going to end up attacking the enemy. Now the enemy, as I did say, can be a little bit weak at different times, but seeing we have no weaknesses, we could very well just do something like this and try to knock down the enemy, depending if we do proc a crit. If we don't proc a crit, no worries, it's just going to deal some decent damage, in which could eventually knock the enemy. But as you can see, we knocked the enemy, seeing we got a crit. This is the one more system, where you're now able to actually go ahead and select the different character that you want to go ahead and use to get off another hit. Now this another hit could very well proc at least another down, which allows you to go multiple times per round, but it does depend on at least what you're doing. But essentially, let's go ahead and swap to Wonder here, who's going to end up doing a nice little attack here, dealing some decent damage. And this is pretty something, but kind of goes on all the time, depending on who you are actually using at the end of the day. But let's say you ended up knocking all the enemies down. If you end up doing something like that, it actually allows you to do one other attack called out an all-out attack. Essentially, after knocking out all the enemies, you can do the all-out attack function. This is also obtained, as I did say, after you knock down everyone. This all-out attack does damage to all enemies based on the amount of at least allies you have participate in it, which deals a decent bit of damage. Though of course, if you don't end up actually having some of those enemies or allies available, it will deal a lot less damage. So surely do take that into account when you are trying to perform some of those moves. Oh, and I nearly forgot, this game does have a little bit of a speed system as well. Depending of course on how at least your characters have their speed stats, it can determine the order and the actions that you're able to do inside the game. Especially for my Honkai Star Rail people, they actually know how this does work here, where by having a certain amount of speed, it doesn't get you those additional type attacks or anything of that nature, but it definitely does allow your characters to go in a certain order. So speed does play a huge factor. But at least for the combat wise, this is pretty much all we have to go ahead and look at. So let's go ahead and talk about the gacha. So for my non-gacha players out there, this is probably the section you guys want to pay attention to the most. Gachas are essentially, if you think about it, a slot machine. Think of one of those as if you had as a kid, or maybe you went up to one of those bubblegum machines and you put in a coin and you got something out of it, a certain type of bubblegum, whether it was pink, blue, or green. Essentially, that is exactly what this is here, which is the gacha function. You're going into at least this area where both of these things, or all three of these things, are called banners. Banners are these type of things that are set up that have different characters on them that essentially have them rated to a certain extent where you're able to pull for these characters. They only can last for so long, in which, for example, Joker lasted at least about 30 days to 40 days. While other ones can last usually 2-3 weeks, he is a little bit longer, seeing of course we have the start of the game. But on these said banners, they are split up into different ways. We have the limited banner, which takes more of the premium currency, which you see up here. You can get through different grinding statuses from actually doing different events, stages, story, and so on and so forth. You also can utilize these, which are called platinum tickets, that are obtainable in different shops, the paid shops as well, and just obtained due to different events and different mails that we get from devs. They're pretty obtainable. If you don't have them, you don't need them. You very well can use the gems in exchange for them as well, which are the same exact currency. But as I did say, there's three different types of functions of banner. You have the main limited banner, the weapon banner, in which you can choose 2 weapons to the side as well as the rated up weapon, and then the standard banner. When you first begin the game, there will be actually 4 banners here, one of them having on the front of it here, which is your beginner banner as well, but that's only a one-time use, so I won't really mention it for the video. But essentially with this here, every banner is going to have a certain pity. This one here being the standard is an 80 pity, which can guarantee you a 5-star anywhere in between that pity amount. If you have to go to 80, then that guarantees you 5-star, which is any of these characters inside of the character list. If you wanted to know who exactly was in the character list here, you can very well press the info button and it actually will tell you who's in this one specifically that you can pull from. And it also tells you a little bit of the rates too, so surely do keep that in mind. But as for this one actually here, the pity is a little bit different. To get a 5-star weapon, it is actually within 70 draws. As I did say, you also use your gems on these in order to get the coins, which instead of being 1,500 is actually 1,000 itself. You can get, of course, the 5 stars early here, so don't let that scare you off if you're thinking you just have to hit pity. Another good thing about this here is when it comes down to the actual draws, although it says 80, you can get them a little bit earlier here based on at least a % chance of you pulling, and the soft pity is at 70 as well. So just to just clear, or at least try to clear up some of the murked up intentions here, you do have to understand it is luck based. It is something that's going to be kind of hard to do, and depending on at least your luck will depend on how early you get these characters. But every time you do at least 10 pulls, whether it's singles or just a 10 draw, you will get a 4-star in between this and a higher probability chance to actually getting the 5-star character. Now, another thing with at least the gacha system that you have to know, if you get a 5-star, that doesn't directly mean you are guaranteed the man Joker for himself. Everyone starts off on 50-50. So just as the name implies, you have a 50% chance to get Joker and a 50% chance to get any other 5-star that's on this banner. You can very well see who these 5 stars are if you go ahead and scroll down after pressing that button here, in which tells you Ryuji Sakamoto, Morgana, An, Yao Li, and Riddle aka Haruna are available for the 5-star characters. If you don't end up getting Rin, definitely one of these guys are going to be your 5-star unit. And don't worry, after you fail that 50-50, the banner then turns into a guarantee. So if you get another 5-star, it definitely will give you Joker. Thus, it's a little bit of a bummer if you end up failing the 50-50. So sure, you do keep that in mind. Now later on, I think there will be at least a 110 guarantee banner. So if you want to wait on that, you very well can, though I don't suggest it too heavily. It can be a little bit of a problem. But at least with the gacha system out of the way here for the most part, let's go ahead and talk about the characters. Now going over the characters here, we do have our main character, which is Wonder, who is one of the few that stays always in your team. But after you get through with doing the gacha system, you are given certain characters that you end up pulling for that you can then proceed to level up. These characters, after you have obtained them, you can level them up based on their just regular level here, and this is going to go off your player level, same as their weaponry. Everything you can pretty much level up at one time, and it does make the at least character itself better overall. So essentially you do want to try and get as many of these guys as possible because they do have their different elements and attributes that could essentially help you out in all different types of fights. Though if you want to know exactly what each icon mean, it can very well help you out. So for example, we have at least Joker. If you can see at least his icon being this little one here with the 3 spikes, that means he is a domination character. Now domination characters are normally your AoE DPSs, and they're pretty strong as well. You have characters like Rin, who is also a debuffer, but is called the submit role. This is going to be your debuffer support, so you surely do have to keep that in mind as well. Then of course we have the healer role here, or just your supporter. This is actually going to be called superior, which is a buffer support. At the end of the day, this can be at least acknowledged as a little bit of a actual I guess you could say healer role. I just rather would call it a healer because there is another one that kind of resembles it, so just think of it as your healer really. Then we have this icon here, which is called elucidate. More of your off-field supporters here, may be known for a lot of you guys like navigators. If you guys are familiar with at least Futaba Asakura, this is going to be those type of characters. Then we have your defenders. These defenders are more likely called at least the vanguards. They're going to be more of your tanky characters, the ones to at least attract a little bit of attention from the enemies and be able to take a punch. We have the official buffer support here, which is called superior here, and this one is going to be all about buffs. This is all their character about, and that will help you out immensely. And then lastly, we have the last role being rebel. Rebel are essentially just your single target DPSs who can deal some major damage on the field, though you do have to understand that they can be also a little bit squishy, so keep that in mind. Every last one of these characters, at least their roles in general, can be very helpful and scaled depending on at least their kits. So you really do want to of course pay attention to that. Every character will then have their own kits of course with their personas, so as you level them up, it will upgrade at least their passive abilities and also upgrade their actual movesets accordingly. But regarding the movesets, you also want to make sure to click them as well, try to level them up yourself. You will need some at least materials later on down the line to get these up, which does change the skill multipliers, so can you keep that in mind as well. As for at least the actual character selection, there is one other character selection area, which is called Revelation. Essentially, it's the gear area, but I would rather explain that in a different section, so we'll get onto that later. But that's all you need to know about the characters, so let's go ahead and move on to the gear section called Arcana cards. Now, Arcana cards are one of these sections that you're going to end up grinding for later on inside the game, which is going to be through the metaverse area. Essentially, Arcana cards, as I did say, is more of your artifacts of the game, depending if you are a person who played Honkai Star Rail, or for my console players out there, just think of any type of gear, whether it's like Destiny, whether it's gear just in general from different MMORPGs or RPGs in general, that is what goes on your character. They're the equipment of the game, essentially. It just functions as armors, accessories, and so on and so forth when it does come down to each character. Every character is going to have their own Arcana card that you really want to go ahead and invest in which you very well can see their abilities as well, depending if you click the card. For example, by having 2 of this card, I get the attack percentage of 12%, but if I have the whole card set, I get the 12% attack and the actual force set effect as well. Depending on the unit, you will end up using a specific revelation set, so you will need to do a little bit of information digging requiring on that. It can be a little bit of a draining moment here, but at the same time, it's not as bad as you guys do think. Once you do have these said cards, you go ahead and at least essentially put them on the actual ally here, and you want to upgrade them accordingly. By upgrading them here, it does take a little bit of cash of your soul stones, as well as it takes some EXP materials, but depending on the card rarity, you could get some extra substat attributes added on while enhancing the current substats that you do have. Once you enhance, it does help out the overall max stat at the top here, while also upgrading those substats. So you do want to do this in the future, but it's nothing that you have to pay attention to at the beginning of the game. In fact, you don't unlock this to level 35, so don't be too pressed that you don't have it just yet. It is a little bit of a function that can be quite annoying, so really do keep that in mind. But now we went over at least the artifact system, let's go over the different game modes inside the game. Essentially, when it comes down to at least the game modes here, I'm going to count the overworld as one of them. As you can see, the overworld is part of at least this game here, where you can essentially go around the city, go buy some things from different shops, hang out with different people with the actual city function here, as well as actually just kind of enjoy your time in the game. There's a lot of things you can do kind of in the overworld, but you're mainly going to be focused